Testing. Okay, how do you turn it on?
That's just for my camera.
Hello? Can we please go ahead and find our seats? Can we please find our seats so we can begin the program?
Hey, Chris. Charles, where are you sitting?
We still have seats up front.
Nobody wants to sit there. He's relaxed. If you want to sit. Come up here, sir. How are you? I'm on board trustees.
I'd like to, War Eagle. Works every time. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today for this wonderful celebration. This wonderful celebration of the Gavin family, their generosity, and this wonderful celebration of renewal of a building that served our region and our nation in a very important industry for nearly 100 years, and the challenge that Mr. Gavin provided to us with Carol Ann, where they asked us to use their gift to renovate this building to support the growth of our economies for another 100 years. And we accepted that challenge, and I'm really proud to have you all here today to celebrate. My name's Chris Roberts, and I'm the Dean of the Samuel Ginn College of Engineering, and exceedingly proud to be here on this moment because we've dreamed of this for many years. I see so many of my faculty colleagues here who spent a lot of time in this building, and I hope they can see that we've got a bright future in front of us as a result of this. I must start by thanking Charles, who along with his loving wife, Carol Ann, children Tamara, Todd, and Kim, and the entire Gavin family who I see around me, believed in and entrusted us to make this phenomenal transformation happen. Carol Ann, I know wanted this dearly for you, Charles. I remember sitting with the two of you and her turning to me and saying, Chris, we're going to do this. We're going to do this for Charles. And so this is a special moment for all of us because of that. Thank you. Charles gave us a great charge to have this building reformed and to serve our region for the next 100 years. And we hope to illustrate to you today that we're doing just that. I'd like to take a minute to thank some other people who are with us here today who we would not have been able to do this without, and who took Charles and Carol Ann's vision and helped us make it a reality. I'd like to thank President Stephen Leith for being here, along with AU First Lady Janet Leith. Thank you very much for being here. I'd also like to thank President Gouge, who I saw here earlier. I know he's here, and I appreciate him coming out for this occasion. I'd like to thank Trustee Mike Demaribus and all of the members of the Board of Trustees that are here. We'll have Mike to the podium representing you here today. But thank you all very much for joining us. I'd like to thank my boss, Provost Bill Hargrave, for being here and supporting us through this project. And I'd like to thank Auburn University Foundation Board President Jane DeFalco Parker and the other members of the Foundation Board who are here today. We really appreciate your ongoing support here at the College of Engineering and your commitment to our mission and what we're trying to achieve. I would be remiss if I didn't thank some of the folks in the college, and I can't thank them all, who have worked so hard on this project. I'd first like to thank the faculty of the Textile Engineering program who served us for many, many years. and then the transformation of that program into polymer and fiber engineering, who did a marvelous job of serving our region and making sure that we had a strong economy. I'd also like to thank Associate Dean Steve Taylor for all of his work, Steve, in a lot of the logistics with this building, and our local civil engineer in the college, Terry Carson, who's probably spent as many hours on this project as anyone outside of Steve Haney. I really appreciate it, Terry. My senior advisor, Ed Lewis, who helped me in the early stages of this project, and our development officer, Dan Bush, who worked closely with the Gavins to help translate their intentions to a reality here today. I'd also like to thank Assistant Director of Communications and Marketing, Austin Phillips, who helped us a lot in getting the word out about this project. From our University Facilities Management, Associate Vice President Dan King, our University Architect Simon Yendel, and our Interior Designer Whitney Brock did a fantastic job of understanding what we were trying to accomplish and bringing it to reality. From Brassfield and Gorey, our project manager to beat all project managers, Mr. Steve Haney, Shane Collins, and Jeff Stone from Brassfield and Gorey. Steve, you're a superstar, man. From Bear Brothers, Rush Stalling, Glenn Penson, and Zach Ferris for their exceptional construction capabilities, and a project planner named Clay Stafford, who really worked with me carefully to understand that we wanted to have an open concept in this laboratory because we wanted to bring the good work that we were doing to visible life for the world to see. And from Stevens and Wilkinson, Janice Whitscheid, Philip Dole, and John Elvin, and I apologize for my pronunciation. This renovation to this nearly 100-year-old facility has made a dramatic difference to the aesthetics of the facility, and it's already making a huge impact on the future of our college. The promise of this building to house our elite faculty who are conducting cutting-edge research and preparing our students for careers in the next generation are already taking off. This renovation, for example, has already allowed us to recruit national leaders in additive manufacturing to our faculty and our collaborators. We've partnered with global innovators in this field, and we have already been designated by NASA and ASTM as the National Center of Additive Manufacturing Excellence, and that laboratory will be downstairs on that west wing of the building. That's led by Dr. Nima Shamseh, who's with us here today, and Tony Overfelt, who helped us get that started. And I'd like to recognize some of our industrial partners. Charles, I want you to know that we're already having folks collaborating with us on these projects. Today we have John Vickers with us from NASA. John, thank you for your partnership in helping us get that national designation. ASTM International, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, GE Aviation. I believe Ricardo Aceveda is with us today from GE Aviation. A company called Trumpf in Germany, who provided to us a new piece of equipment that will be installed. It's about $1 million piece of equipment that will be installed in the building because of the vision that we were able to bring to bear, and the Army and the Navy and many others. This has also resulted in millions of dollars in contract funds that we've already attracted. And Dr. Leith, we appreciate your support of those programs through the PAIR program as well. This renovation also allows us to further advance our long-standing strengths in polymers and advanced composites, which are led by Dr. Maria Watt as our center director. This is evidenced by the support that she receives from her advisory board, which would include Margie Godwin from GKN. I believe she's the chair of that board, who's in attendance, and Michelin BF Goodrich, V2 Composites, CS2 Technologies, Ethicon Incorporated, all represented in this room today, partnering with us, hopefully carrying forward Dr. Lee's vision for a partnership university. This renovation is also allowing us on this side, here on this floor, to expand our nuclear power systems engineering program, which is led by Dr. Rick Williams and formerly led by Admiral Goodwin, who I saw here earlier today. Charles, while this building in its previous life helped prepare our graduates and pioneers like yourself and power our state and region and our nation's economy for decades in the textile engineering, textile management, polymer and fiber engineering, and more, we're now prepared to equip our students to be leaders at the forefront of emerging technologies in the next century. Charles and the entire Gavin family, we are grateful to you for your generosity and your unwavering support, and you have been largely influential members of our influential members of our Auburn family. This is a fitting tribute to an outstanding person, Carol Ann Gavin, and to be able to honor this day and her with your family is a joy, a real joy. What you've done is catalyze a chain reaction that's taken off here through all this construction you see behind us. I tell Charles all the time, he knocked the first domino down on this, and it's really allowed us to transform the center of our campus. More than $67 million in projects that are taking place right here in the engineering campus here at Auburn. And so your investment in our students is a testament to your family's commitment. With that, I would like to invite our university president, Dr. Stephen Leaf, to the podium.
Good afternoon, folks. It's wonderful to see this crowd. This is tremendous. It's got to be exciting for you and your family, Charles, to see this crowd. And we're here to celebrate the Gavin family and to look to the very, very bright future of Auburn engineering. And I think we can all agree that the future is really, really bright. It's fun for me to see this many members of the Auburn family gathered. I don't know that I've ever been in the presence of this many Auburn engineers, but that's exciting even for an ag guy. But again, thanks for being here in War Eagle. War Eagle. Today we're celebrating a really neat aspect of our land grant heritage here at Auburn. The Gavin Engineering Research Lab's going to allow our students to have hands-on experiential learning in the field. And this is what differentiates our students. Tremendous classroom education, but hands-on experiential learning. And that is really exciting. If they're going to go out and solve real problems in society, they need to get off to a good start. And this is what differentiates us from many, many other places. And this would not be possible without the pioneering alumni like you, Charles. So thank you. Now, as the dean mentions, this is a place that fits in our engineering history. For a long time, it housed the center of our textile programs, our textile engineering programs, when the economy relied upon it. But what is really exciting to me and the dean and others as we go forward, it's going to continue in that tradition of being the hub that really pushes our economic engine of Alabama, but in new emerging technologies. So that tradition will continue, that land grant heritage will continue in a modern and new style. I think it's also important to note that this state-of-the-art facility is strengthening student advancement, student experience with this building right behind me, the Brown Copel Engineering Student Achievement Center. The two of these facilities are going to be connected by a garden in honor of Charles' wife, Carol Ann, but they're going to serve as a new home, really, for our engineering students. They'll be able to go back and forth underneath ground, and be able to go back and forth through the gardens. It will truly be wonderful. From my perspective, we had an engineering campus that's beautiful and one of the best. Now we're going to have an engineering campus that's beautiful and is the best. And that is really, really tremendous. You like that, don't you?
I love it. I want you to tell everybody.
Now, I'm going to speak for myself, but also Janet, that we really look forward to joining you when we dedicate the garden in honor of Carol Ann. We love gardens. So I was going to say, which I'm still going to say, that we'll be thrilled to watch future students, generations of students, enjoying the gardens. But I can assure you while we're here, the President and First Lady are also going to enjoy the gardens. So thank you very much. I do want to make a comment about Charles. So we got to visit a little bit in Atlanta and got to visit this morning. We were lucky to run into each other first thing this morning. We were the only two in the hotel. He is truly the best example of an Auburn man. He appropriately exemplifies the Auburn creed. He lives the creed. And it's really neat to see someone like that, with that Auburn tradition, have the full cycle come back, from a student here to taking that Auburn experience, being successful in many aspects of life, and then coming back to make Auburn a greater place. So Charles, great story. Thank you. And now to Charles' whole family, as well as Charles, extraordinary gift, going to change Auburn forever. Thank you so much. And now I'm going to turn this over to another fine Auburn engineer who happens to be the head of the Board of Trustees for Auburn University, Mr. Mike Demaribus.
I forgot to tell the president that most engineers don't bite, so you shouldn't worry about a crowd like this. Thank you all for coming out today as we celebrate the dedication of the Gavin Engineering Research Lab and this beautiful renovation to this iconic facility. On behalf of the Auburn University Board of Trustees, I want to thank Charles and the Gavin family for their unwavering support of the university and the College of Engineering, as we also honor a loving wife, mother, and friend in Carol Ann Gavin. I've known Charles for more than a decade as a member of the Auburn Alumni Engineering Council. We initially worked together on the Finance and Investment Committee. And even though I had not known him for long, he was gracious, humble, easy to work with, and shared my same passion for Auburn University. My wife Lita and I were soon introduced to Carol Ann, who was such a positive, energetic, joyful, and enthusiastic lady. It was always uplifting to be around her. In subsequent years, we visited the beautiful family farm in Tennessee as they opened their home to members of the Auburn family, something I will always remember. I will never forget the wonderful gardens around the home that were just stunningly beautiful. As will Carol Ann's garden be, that will be built just outside this building in her honor. What a fitting tribute to such an amazing person. Charles, as a fellow Auburn engineer, I truly appreciate your dedication to our students, our faculty, and to the college. Your family's support of student scholarships, faculty chairs, facilities improvements, laboratory upgrades, athletics, and more allows us to provide the highest quality educational and student experience, while also preparing our students to go out and change the world. This facility will serve as a visible reminder, a lasting tribute, and a fitting honor to you, Carol Ann, and the Gavin family's steadfast support and love for this university. We are extremely appreciative of your commitment to Auburn, and we want you to know that we are here for you just as you have been here for us. Again, on behalf of the Auburn University Board of Trustees and myself as a fellow Auburn engineer, we thank you and applaud you for this transformational gift to the university and to the college. Thank you, Charles, and the entire Gavin family. War Eagle.
So we're going to invite Charles up to make some remarks. But just before doing so, he's informed me that he would like to exhibit his generosity yet again. And so, Charles, I believe that you and your family would like to...
This is a beautiful, priceless bowl made from oak trees up to stone. There's only 10 of these exist. To my knowledge, there'll never be enough. This was presented to the Gavin family, but it's too precious for us to keep. And we want to share it back with as many people as possible. So we want to give this gift back to the university, back to the School of Engineering, and it will be in a beautiful case down on this first floor for everyone that comes to the building to be able to share in the beauty of this building. It's just absolutely priceless.
Designed a beautiful case downstairs. So when you go downstairs out the front door, please make sure you pass through this case where it will illuminate this and will allow the entire Auburn family to come in and not only learn about this bowl, the Toomer's Oaks, the Gavin family, but also the history of how important textile engineering has been to this community. So what we'll do is some of my team is going to go ahead and put it downstairs, and so when you all leave, you'll see it in its long-term place. Yeah? Great. Thank you all. Very much. Wow. That was crazy.
This morning at 8 o'clock, I got to walk into the building to see it for my first time as a finished product. Dr. Leith, members of the Board of Trustees, Chris, our Alumni Association, our foundation, God, how we thank you for your leadership. Together, Auburn is moving. As Mike mentioned, more than a dozen years ago, I got invited to be a member of the council, serving with Mike and with Walt, people like Nicole Falk and Marty Gaston, Kenneth Kelly, so many of the guys that have become really so important in my life. This is a day, people have asked me, Charles, are your dreams coming true? Look, folks, this kid can't dream that big. But today you've heard a lot about Charles. I want you to see this. It says Carol Ann and ends with Gavin. Chris told you the story. We had made gifts, and they had been in the name of Charles and Carol Ann, or they had been made in the name of the Gavin family. Our scholarships outside of this university have been in the name of the Gavin family. But when they came to the house, she had been asking a lot of questions, and she wanted to know just what the requirements was to have a building named after. She wanted this to be the Charles E. Gavin building. That way, for those of you that know, it will serve a double purpose. But everything we've done had been in a partnership that had lasted almost 59 years. For 59 years, she was my loving wife. And if I told you all the good things about her this morning, I'd keep you 59 more years. So I can't do that. But what I do want you to understand today, I want you to understand who Carol Ann is or was. Besides being my loving partner and wife for all of these years, she was a loving mother and a loving grandmother. She put her children first, always. Tamara, Chuck, and Todd, you were born under a lucky star. You hit the lottery by having Carol Ann as your mother. I know other parents, parents feel the same way, but that's the way it was. And simply put, we've had a lot of nice things, but our children have been our Carol Ann's a nice achievement. That's what each family searches for. They always made us proud. So understand that there's some very important people in this room today. And because a little girl from Lynette, Alabama made this gift to the university, really for me, you're here. That's moving. She, as Mike had said, was hearty and joyful. She was all about being positive. She was a lover of life. She loved music, she loved dance, she loved flowers. She was an avid gardener. And in the kitchen, she did pretty well too. If you've been to her house and had squash casserole, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't think there's anyone ever been to our house for dinner that had squash casserole that didn't say, I've got to have this recipe. She liked to be called the queen of squash casserole. She made a pretty good cornbread too, and a good biscuit. She was a Southern cook. But she was a magnet for drawing friends. That's who Carol Ann was. She was good in art. Now, Carol Ann got her MRS degree here and then put me through the school, but she continued to take courses. She was a math major, but she loved history. She especially loved English history, and she took a number of courses in art history. Yes, she thought she was a decorator. She was. And if you ask her for just a little bit of advice, you got a lot. So you had to be careful, but she knew how to make a big room out of a little one, a bright room out of a dark one. She knew what she thought was best for your patio, what was best for this room, and ask Dan. Dan can tell you the real story. She made a lot of suggestions to Dan. Dan made this journey with us way back when we first started and made gifts up in the Shelby Center. I hope everyone in development knows how important Dan Bush is to this university. He has been outstanding to work with. Carol Ann liked to make arts and crafts, and in our little village, we live between two villages, Wartrace here and Bell Buckle here. Neither has 500, but back in its heyday, not long back, for arts and crafts, we'll draw more people than we're going to draw for the football game tomorrow, and that's a big crowd. Guess who got selected to judge those things? The artists. She would say, I'm not qualified. And they would say, we know who buys the good stuff. And in those days, you didn't just come, you had to be invited. It was a craft fair because of its popularity. You had to be invited to come. Now, if you don't think she could make something out of nothing, look right here. We met here on Auburn campus. When I came, tuition was $45. Out-of-state fee was $45. This kid didn't have either one of them, but he did win a scholarship, not the one that he wanted, but he would take anything. And he was so glad that he got a 2-year Texas scholarship and a co-op program with a job. And so Carol Ann and I together have taken that 2-year scholarship and that job and tried to do the Auburn free because we do believe in hard work. I owe everything that I've accomplished to her because she was full of leadership and she was full of joy. And we all know how exciting Bruce Pearl can get, right? For those of you that might have been in Atlanta last Thursday, Bruce was at his peak. Then this week, I was with him all day as he was doing some recruiting up in our area. This morning, after seeing the building, we had to stop him at Toomer's Corner They had it blocked off. Bruce was out in the middle of the street making film, had it all the time. Now, I know how exciting he is, and I know how exciting Carol Ann was. But it dawned on me last Thursday in Atlanta. Both of them went to some school called Excitement Management, and they got a PhD. Carol Ann liked football. I hope I don't make anybody ill, but she loved basketball. She played a little in high school herself. Her mom played for Jacksonville State. So she was a basketball girl. She bought into Bruce's program when he came very early. One thing she knew, Bruce was right for all of them. Was she right? As I said, I could stand here all day and tell you wonderful things about her, but let me tell you one thing, and I can feel her tugging, telling me to quit. Carol Ann was born on December the 21st. She was a Christmas person, if there's ever been a Christmas person. If she hadn't started decorating by Thanksgiving, she started the next day, okay? When did she quit? Probably January the 1st, maybe longer. She loved to decorate, and she loved to decorate the tree. And guess what kind of music she played when we decorated the Christmas tree? Remember the old music, Fiddler on the Roof? Of course, she thought she was a matchmaker, and I see someone in this room who she did put together. But she would crank that music up and play Fiddler on the Roof, and we would be up and down ladders, hanging all this stuff. And after wearing the record out for a bunch of times, she switched to something a little bit, you know, remember the Horner Sisters, I'm Excited? Oh boy, could she dance to that one. And that's the way we decorated Christmas trees. Now, all of my children, my two boys as well as my daughter, love to decorate Christmas trees. Now, Todd, he always wanted his mom to give him some ideas, but even if she didn't, he always saved something on that tree so she could put her finishing touch on that tree. I want to recognize the Alabama Textual Education Foundation and Dr. Mom. Oh my gosh. John Mendel, I can't talk to you right now. I'll tell him about you too. One more thing about Carol Ann. She loved John Mendel. She thought he was the best basketball player that ever hit the hardwood here. And probably in his day he was. After all, how many players can say they scored 60 points against Alabama? John did. She truly loved him. But what I started to tell you was about the Alabama Textual Education Foundation. A lot of things have happened to me. Nice. Going through what we did, losing Carol Ann and with Judd. I was a member of this Education Foundation for a good long while. And I just want to share these words with you that they gave to her. Whereas Carol Ann Gavin served her family, her church, her community, and Auburn University in an outstanding manner, we pass this resolution in deepest appreciation for her friendship, her generosity, her dedication, for their professionalism friendship, and dedication. Thank you. It meant a great deal to me. Now, Carol Ann is really telling me to hush. So I'd like to close. I think all of that came from my heart, but I want to read this to you. In Proverbs 24:3, I'm using the Passion Translation. I think Carol Ann would like that. It says, wise people are builders. They build families, they build businesses, they build communities, and through intelligence and insight, their enterprises are established and endure. The Gavin family's community is large because our bounty has been large. May the Gavin Laboratory add to our community of gifts of feeding the poor, medicine and doctors for those in need, education at all levels, and more. But I want to remind you of our own David Hauser, who constantly reminds his War Eagle family that Auburn's Auburn's greatest debt is always to the future. May Carol Ann's gift, the Gavin Laboratory, serve future engineers to make the world a better place to raise its children, thereby serving mankind in all walks of life. The Irish in me would simply say, may it serve our grandchildren, not only our grandchildren, but their grandchildren's grandchildren. The Gavin family is truly honored by your presence today. One of the greatest gifts you have is your time, and we thank you for sharing that with us today. May God add his blessings. May you have a safe journey home. Thank you for coming.
Speechless, but I'm not sure how to even comment, Charles. What a beautiful set of remarks. What a great day. What a wonderful day. I would ask that those of you who are here, please take in this building. Please walk the hallways and see these laboratories. Think about the additive manufacturing work, polymers and composites work, and the different chemical engineering laboratories, aerospace laboratories, different labs that will be here. And then think about the students that are going to be trained in these labs, educated in these labs, and the communities they're going to go out into effect. And I think that's what you were charging us to do. Speaking of that, we do have one last gift for you, Charles. Our students, many of them in our additive manufacturing laboratories, I see several of them in the back, they decided that they wanted to provide you with a special gift today, Charles. So they printed on the metal 3D printer a replica of Sanford Hall. And while you are returning the bowl to us, we wish to return a little piece of Auburn, handmade, handcrafted with the most modern technology by Auburn students.
Anyone that had any part of this building, it's been like a journey. We've had ups and we've had downs, we've turned blind corners. We've had problems in the foundation of the building that we didn't know we
You're not
had.
supposed to talk about that, Charlie.
It has been a journey, and for me, the journey has been as important, almost
Indeed.
to some degree, as the dedication.
Indeed.
And I just want the people to know that if you had a hand in this building, your members and my members will ride together as long as I'm alive. Thank you.
All you can say to that. All you can say after that is War Eagle. So we're going to have a reception downstairs. Please explore the hallways. If you want to see what the attic is used for, which had never actually been used, please take the elevator upstairs or the stairwells on the end. It's a beautiful view of the campus from upstairs. So let's enjoy, and please enjoy your afternoon.
All right. Yeah, nice to meet you.